What's up, everyone? So today we have a box of graphics cards. All these cards in here, there's a bunch of them, as you can see. This is not how I would normally pack anything, but these were all channel donations from a good friend of mine named Vu. Thank you, Vu. So we're gonna go through all these cards. A lot of them have some problems, like this one has no fans. He was kind enough to include some extra fans and some things that these cards need. So if they don't work, we're gonna try to heat gun method them. And I know that's not the best way of doing it, but this is just kind of a quick trial to see if we can get any of them to work at all. Yeah, we're gonna go through all of that. And then also I have a giveaway card right here, which I will talk about at the end of this video. It's a newer card, it's not a mining card, and yeah, so stay tuned for that. So it's pretty hard to believe that this stack of video cards, not even that long ago, would have been worth thousands of dollars. Not only have these cards definitely been through one mining round, but probably two, the 2017 era and the 2020 era. Let's hope some of these GPUs work, and let's get on to the test bench. We're using the Z87 Pro with the 4790K, and our first video card is the R9 290X. This one posts. The next card is a 6GB GTX 1060 Strix, and it's dead. Up next is the Aorus Gigabyte RX 580. Unfortunately, this card is artifacting and does not work, but maybe we can fix it. Next is a white 7870 from AMD. This card works. Hooray. Up next is a GTX 1060 with some broken fans. And this card, ladies and gentlemen, does not work. Next, we have the XFX RX 580 8GB, and I'm really hoping this card works because I actually like the way it looks. Looks like we got a dead fan. But it posts. Up next, we have the legendary 750 Ti, and it doesn't require a cable, so I'm happy about that. And this one posts. Up next, we have dual 7870s from Gigabyte. Unfortunately, the first one looks like it's artifacting quite a bit. Let's test the second one. And this one is good. Hooray. Up next, we have dual, quite literally, dual Asus 1060s. We're gonna test them without the fans, just to see if they post. Another Christmas tree. And finally, for the last video card. This one's dead. Alright guys, so here's where we're at. So I'm running Heaven benchmark on this 750 Ti. I still have to benchmark these other cards. They're probably fine. This one specifically needs a fan. And yeah, so hopefully we can get through Heaven on those. And with these more valuable cards over here, like this 1060 Strix, I might be able to fix this one, but the rest of them are kind of rough and will take some time to fix. So I'm going to attack the 1060 today, and the rest will be for another video. So let's try and fix that card. I guess now's a good time to mention that I don't recommend doing this with your brand new cards or any cards that are worth any money. The reason I'm doing this is it's kind of a last resort, and usually mining cards either fail from the balls under the GPU not making a connection anymore or the memory. It's a pretty common failure between the two, so I'm just going to give it a shot. So it's always a little bit surprising when this technique works, but when it works, it does work. It's kind of similar to the old Xbox towel trick. It might not last forever, but we can get a little bit more life out of it and try to recycle. Now it's time to test this R9 290 to see if it can hold up in a Heaven benchmark load. Just make sure anytime you guys do this to use DDU uninstaller to wipe the last driver that was on your system, or else you will get some weird artifacting or crashes. It looks like this card is posting to Windows, which is a good sign. But something is taking, okay, there we go. So once it's in Windows, it does not want to function. Unfortunately, I don't have time to fix every card today, but I will try the heat gun method on this card in the future. Next up, I'm going to test this XFX RX 580. And even with the single fan working, this should actually function under load for a little bit. I might have to put another separate fan on there right now just to keep the temperatures down, but I've seen these fans for sale pretty cheap on Amazon, so I'll pick those up pretty soon. So, it seems to be doing pretty well under load. This is an average benchmark frame rate for this card, and yeah, other than the missing fan, I think this card's going to be okay. I am noticing it starting to ramp up, so one thing you guys can do if you ever run into having a dead fan on your GPU is just plug a separate fan into your motherboard and zip tie that bitch right to the cooler. Or you can leave it like this if it's vertically mounted, and it should help with the temperatures until you get those new fans. One other thing I learned about buying mining cards over the years is to actually check the fan before buying it, see if there's any noise in the bearing. You can just do that by spinning the fan around. Also check the cooler to see if there's any oxidization. That'll tell a lot about the environment it was mined in. Now we are testing the R9 270X, and this card is running perfectly fine as far as I can see. Long live the 270X. Now let's move on to testing the 7870 that looks quite a lot like the other card, but just black. And we got this one to post to BIOS, so let's see if it can post in Heaven. It's looking pretty good, and that is a decent score for this card. Hooray! It's too bad that the cards that seem to be working are the older ones, but hey, can't win them all, right? So these are all the working cards we got out of this batch right here. We got some GeForce and some AMD cards, and these are the bad cards, the ones that failed, but I will give a stab at them again in the future. And then we have this 5700 XT, which we're going to get on to talking about right now. So for those who made it to the end of this video, I'm doing a giveaway on this card here. This is the 5700 XT 8GB model from XFX. This is actually a really nice card and pretty much beats a PlayStation 5 or matches it in most titles. To enter the giveaway is pretty simple. All you need to do is like the video, subscribe, and write a comment of what your favorite GPU of all time is. So any GPU counts, you can say I love the 780 Ti from 10 years ago, or you can say my favorite card is an RTX 3060. Doesn't matter, I just want to hear what you guys like. Next week, I will announce the winner of the video card, so stay posted and like the video, subscribe, do all that stuff, and I'll see you guys next time.